Hello, hello. I believe this is working. How is everyone this fine, beautiful morning? I hope you've had an amazing evening and day previously. And if you're just waking up, I hope you had a good night's sleep. The World Cup uh, has been moving forward. People are getting eliminated. I believe the finals is going to be Argentina and Spain. So things are getting spicy. No, my partner just got back from going to the pub and watching it must have been the semifinals, right? Sorry, guys, if there's anyone here who is like staying up to date with it, I go straight over my head. But what doesn't go over my head is crypto. So I just wanted to let you know that the big story today is that Bitcoin has rebounded into the mid 64,000 range after a softer US inflation data improved risk sentiment. And then Ethereum is leading the move higher, helped by renewed ETF interest and optimism around its roadmap. And then ETF inflows are back in focus as institutions continue adding exposure, while exchanges like Binance are still navigating licensing and regulating across Europe and Asia. So overall, today's market tone is cautiously bullish with macro and ETF flows driving the conversation. So that's kind of what's new happening today in the world of crypto. And of course, it does always affect us because we need to pay attention to what's happening. I often mainly trade with USDT and Bitcoin, and that's just how I do most of my trades, just because that's what I am aware of. So it's always good to kind of see what is happening with those numbers, just because it really does affect. So as you can see, yeah, Bitcoin as of today went down just a smidgy, but I'm just happy that it's back in the 64,000 range, because I think was it last week it was like in the 63,000. So it's looking good, but we still have to be really cautious and see how we go. But yeah, so today I'm going to be doing a stream with spot trading and futures, and then I'll give you guys just a quick little brief visual of what copy trading is like. I'm not going to go into that one this week, but I think I will next week if you guys tune into our live stream then. So yeah, we like to give you guys a full rounded informative live stream of most things that you guys can do on SuperEx. Remember, SuperEx is a super straightforward platform. I myself only started getting into it 2 months ago, self-taught, and honestly I'm so impressed with what I'm able to get up to. Before I get into it, let's just send through this lovely link in the comment section below, and if anyone is interested in signing up, cool. If you want to check out the live stream first and see how it goes, yeah, do that too. Honestly, it's a pretty good platform for beginners, for long-time traders. For me as a beginner, previously, it was just great because it really held my hand a little bit through every step of the way, which I really did appreciate. Made me feel very comfortable, and I kind of knew what I was getting myself into because it was so informative of everything that I was getting into. I will say pretty much what you do is, if you want to sign up, you click on the link that I just sent you, and then you just click login, register, and then you sign up using your email or phone number. You create a strong password, you verify your account through the code sent to you. Then I'd recommend setting up a two-factor authentication in your settings to add that extra layer of security. Then don't tell anyone your password, and once you're done, you're ready to deposit funds, honestly. And then depositing is super straightforward, as well as withdrawing. Honestly, maybe next week I'll do a little tidbit on that. Today we're not going to go too much into that because I want to make sure we have enough time for spot futures and copy trading. But yeah, honestly, it's a breeze, and it makes you feel just really secure and safe about what's happening with your funds. Like, in full honesty, I think maybe years ago in uni, so I probably was around like 20. I might have got scammed just a smidge with a platform that asked me to put money in. Um, and I wasn't able to withdraw my funds. Luckily, I only put in, it might have been anywhere between, I think it was like $500. At max, it was 1,000. I think it was 500, and then supposedly I made 1,000, and I went to go try to withdraw it, and I couldn't. So, lesson learned, and SuperEx has been so refreshing for me since then because I have full confidence and evidence that I am able to deposit, withdraw, trade without effort. Yeah, it's been a great experience for me, and I think it's a really important skill. Like, especially as a woman, I feel like we often don't do a lot of skills when it comes to money. And I think crypto's definitely like a big boy game. And it was a little bit daunting at first to get into it. And now I'm actually able to have conversations with my friends about what's happening on the market. And it's been really cool. Yeah, they were definitely a little bit taken aback at my guy friends when I started talking Bitcoin, Ethereum and stuff like that. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm self-taught of interest in trading. And yeah, so it's been a really nice kind of cool big girl moment to be able to get through this and actually enjoy it. So yeah. All right, let's get into spot trading for the day. Alrighty, bear with me 1 second. I need a sip of water. Last night I had a really cute night. Sorry. Anyone who's just tuning into the live stream, you guys do need to put up with me jibber jabbering about my life because that's just who I am. I'm not someone who can solely talk about one thing. That's my fur baby, just being a cutie. He's on his little tree. He's a good nugget, but he definitely likes to meow and let me know I'm doing something. But yeah, so last night I had a really cute night. I was catching up with some girlfriends. I hadn't seen two of them in honestly over a month. So that was lovely. We just got to catch up on life about their holidays they just gone back from. One of them I'm super close with and I see her quite frequently. No, I chat with her quite frequently, but I don't always see her in person because our work doesn't always line up together. And it was a lovely, lovely evening. But it did mean we got home a little bit later than I would have liked. I think I got to bed by midnight, which is, you guys, is not like me. I go to bed by anywhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. So for me to be going to sleep at around just after midnight, like, because I got home at 11 something and then I was getting into bed at midnight. I was like, because I get up early and then I'm like, I don't get enough sleep. But the night was worth it. And it was really cute. We went to a Japanese restaurant that was close to my home. Selfishly, they chose the cuisine. I was like, girls, you choose the cuisine and then I will choose the location. And it just so happened that there's this really cute Japanese place around the corner from me that I'd been to before and had a great experience. And I wanted to bring the girls there just to kind of have a nice girly moment. And then we got to meet the boss while we were there. First of all, the three girls that I'm hanging out with are absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And no shade on me. I don't like to dress up too much. I just go really casually. I came from work. I didn't redo my makeup or my hair. I was wearing jeans and a shirt. And here are these three girls. Two are platinum blonde, long. One has like extensions, absolutely beautiful. The other one's wearing her indoor sunnies, so she's very cool aesthetic, and both very, very tall. The third friend is shorter than me, but she is absolutely beautiful in her own way. She's got this luscious, like, model-esque hair. And so, yeah, when the boss, like, ran into these three, he was like, oh, my goodness, what am I supposed to do? He was, like, almost, like, gobsmacked and starstruck. And as a result, yeah, we might have gotten some free food and drinks. We still paid for our meal. Like, I'm gonna say in Oz, it was maybe $200 for the four of us, which is like decent. Remember, this is Aussie dollars. It's like $50 each for us, and we did get some sake, and we had some great food. Oh my gosh, the sashimi and the fish was beautiful. But yeah, we did definitely get a round of drinks that he covered as the boss, and then maybe one dish that he decided to treat us to. He wanted us to try something. And oh my gosh, like normally I don't get pretty privilege because like that's just not how I present myself. But wow, pretty privileged worked so well last night. I was like, I forget what it's like hanging out with my friends who just, they're models. Like, yeah. So it was an interesting experience to, no shade on me. It's just, I don't put myself out there in that way. Like, I have my messy blonde curly hair, and I just don't give off that, oh my gosh, magazine editorial look, whereas my friends do. So yeah, I definitely milked off their pretty privilege last night to get that. And the guy took a photo of us. I know, I was like the pity photo just to be in there. But yeah, so that was my evening, and it was a really nice experience, irregardless of getting the free drinks. I had a really good time with my friends. Yeah. Girls just honestly can chat for hours. I was the one who actually had to tell them, all right, girls, it's like past 11 o'clock. I'm getting sleepy and we need to go. And they were like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice the time. And I'm like, yeah. I started noticing the time once it hit 11. But before then, I was like, meh. I had such a good time with them that it was fine. But yeah. It was an experience, that's for sure. Okay, sorry for the detour. You know, I just like to give you guys a bit of an update on what's happening with my life. Okay, so right here is our SuperEx spot trading page. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to make sure we just do a bit of a speed through because you guys have done this with me before in our live streams. We are pretty good at going over everything, but it's always good for a little refresher to make sure you know exactly what's happening. So there's mainly 4 areas I want you guys to pay attention to. Top left is our pair sector up here. Right now I have Bitcoin, USDT, but you can switch it to any token in just a matter of seconds. I'll show you that in a sec. We've got a big chart in the middle here. This is our trading view price chart. It shows you Bitcoin's price action live, and you can switch between the 1 minute, 15 minute, hourly, daily candles, whatever fits your style. I always say this, I like to do like, be it like 1 day, 1 week. I just want to see what the trend is happening on a larger scale and not just the last 15 minutes, but that's me. And then we have our order book here. This shows you every buy order in green, every sell order in red in real time. Don't worry about that for now. We don't really need to pay attention to that for today's live stream. But it's just good to be aware of what it is. All right, and then the far right, this is where our magic is going to be happening. This is our trading panel, and that's pretty much the only place we're going to interact with today. So at the top, we're going to see our 2 tabs, buy in green, and then if I click sell, it's in red. We're going to be buying Bitcoin today, so I'm going to keep it on our buy. Right underneath it, we'll see 3 different order types, limit, market, and stop market. I like to use limit, and why is that? So a market order buys at whatever the price the market is right now. You honestly have like no control. A limit order says that I only buy Bitcoin if it drops to my price. And that's essentially how the pros do it. Be patient and disciplined. You make sure that you are not chasing the market. You let the market come to you, is what I like to think. Okay, so let's have a look at how we switch pairs. So I just click on the Bitcoin USDT label up here. And there's a search bar here. You can type in any token you want, be it ET, ETH, SOL, BNB, anything. SuperEx honestly has thousands of pairs that you can choose from. And then there's tabs if you want to look at the most popular ones. So we've got spot for crypto, stock for US stock markets. Yep, that's right. So you can like trade Apple and Tesla if that's what you desire. And then we have free market for community listed tokens and so on. Here down below are like the most popular ones. I, for the time being, like to keep with my Bitcoin and USDT, so I'm going to leave that and move on. All right, we're going to go back to our trading panel on the far right here. and we're going to set our buy price. So Bitcoin is now sitting at 64,814 USDT. So with the potential of it dipping a little, I think it's going to go down to 64,000. So I'm going to offer 64,000 USDT because I think that's what we're going to be going down to, and then I can get it for a little bit cheaper, and I like that. So this pretty much means that the moment Bitcoin touches 64,000, my buy fills automatically. Until then, nothing will happen. I'm in control, and I don't need to chase the market, which I love. All right, and then we're going to think about how much money I want to commit. For my demos, I like to commit 50, even though I don't have 50 in my... I always put it in the wrong one. That's Bitcoin. I want to commit... Can you imagine I want to commit 50 Bitcoin? Oh my gosh, let's just see if I fill that in there. Hallelujah. If only I had that money. No, I do not. So no, we're not doing 50 Bitcoin. We're doing 50 USDT, which then comes up to 0.00078 of a Bitcoin, not 50 Bitcoins, 0.00078 point of a Bitcoin. And what I really do appreciate is that SuperEx likes to do all my maths for me, so I don't need to stress. Go away, you're like distracting me with my little headers. There we go. Yeah, so I do appreciate that Bitcoin takes control and I don't have to do any maths. Quick little note though is that we've got our available balance down here. Mine's 15 currently, which means I would not be able to actually go through with this transaction. And also something to note is it's best to make sure you don't go all in with what you have in your funds. Start small, understand what's happening, and then go higher for future trades. Sorry. Okay, now we're going to look at a part that a lot of beginners like to skip, which is our take profit and stop loss. Most beginners like to go straight to that big, beautiful buy Bitcoin button. No, guys, let's take our, sorry, I can see just like a little Meiji bug, and I'm like, I don't like, sorry, guys. I don't think I got him. Oh, well. You know, on those like little Meiji flies that is just like, I'm going to annoy you. All right, I got him. Ta-ha! You feel a little bit of success when you can... Oh, there's a child outside crying. I'm sorry for you guys who have kids. I currently only have 2 fur babies because that's my life and I love them. And they're amazing. But I don't have like actual human babies because life. Who knows? Down the line, I did freeze some eggies. I'm turning 33 in 11 days. So yeah, don't have for human babies right now, but fur babies are my life. Okay, so take profit and stop loss. You guys know that my attention span likes to go beep, 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 beep. I just want to make sure you guys know more about me as well. Because sometimes live streams, like, yeah, you get information from everything, which is great. But then, hello, my other little fur baby just came in. She's just saying hello. She's sniffing the air. Ah, Coco. She's a good nugget. All right, so make sure once you've clicked, let me just show you again. We click that, and then these 2 new sections pop up. The first one is TP Trigger, which is our take profit. So I'm going to set that one at, so what was it, 64,000. So I'm going to set it at 70,000 just for this sake. You know what that means? It pretty much is that once I have purchased the Bitcoin and it goes up to 70, oh, sorry, why am I going 70,000? Oh yeah, no, 70,000 is right. In my head, I was like, what did I just do? And then if it gets up to 70,000, bear with me 1 second. Yes, if it gets up to 70,000, I will then be able to sell that off and make sure I get a profit. And then stop loss is pretty much the same way, but just going down. So if Bitcoin crashes down to 60,000, once I've already purchased it at the 64,000 mark, then I will be able to stop my losses, and I don't need to be stressing about that. So pretty much it's like my die size is capped and I don't need to stress, which I really do appreciate. But remember, always read everything that SuperEx is telling us. When the price reaches 70,000 USDT, it will trigger a market order and your estimated P&L will be 4.68 USDT. Love. That means we make the goodies. When the price reaches 60,000 USDT, it will trigger a market order and your estimated P&L will be minus 3.12 USDT. So it's just making sure that I'm not going to be screwing myself over and losing all my money. And then once you're done, you click buy Bitcoin. We love that. And then it will move down here. Hello, my little nuggets. Oh, I've got cute little nuggets. Yeah, so you'll be able to track your orders. Your order will be live once you click that beautiful buy button there. You don't have to sit and watch it. The system honestly handles everything. So if Bitcoin hits 64,000, you buy. If it hits 70,000, you sell for profit. If it crashes down to 60,000, you sell to cut your losses. I'm going to have to push a cat off my desk in a second here. Because he likes to come and play with me and I don't think there's space for him. Sorry, baby. You're not allowed on the desk, sweetheart. Off. No. Sorry, guys. I just don't. While we're doing a live stream, I don't think it's good to have my cat on my desk. Because then he'll do everything and touch and he'll make a market order that maybe I don't want to do. And then all my funds will go down the drain. Tee-hee. But yeah. So that's pretty much spot trading. Super straightforward. We love it. Now let's have a quick little look at futures. I don't think I'll have time to go into copy trading today because I like to jabber way too much. So this is our perpetual future screen. Looks similar to spot, but with a few new pieces. 4 areas similar to spot that I'll get you guys to have a look at. On the top left, my kitty cat. We're not allowed on the desk when I am doing a live stream, baby. He's gonna try and test how strict I'm gonna be with this. And of course, I'm giving scratches because he's just so cute. But yeah, so the top left section of our screen, which is up there, is our pair sector, currently trading, I think, what is it, Bitcoin and USDT. Perpetual, you can switch between ETH, SOL, anything just by clicking up there. And then the top center, this row is our future-specific data. We've got the mark price, which is what the platform uses to calculate your unrealized P&L, and liquidation index price is the multi-exchange weighted spot. Then we've got the funding countdown, and every 8 hours long pays short or vice versa. Depending on the funding rate, you'll see the timer countdown, so 24-hour change, high, low, turnover, standard. And then on our far right trading panel, that's where we're going to open and close positions. That's where we'll be spending most of our time. Similar to spot, honestly. Then middle right, we've got our order book, our live buy sell orders for futures. This also kind of matters for funding rate skew, but for beginners, we're just gonna skip over this part because we don't need to. Okay, first I would like you guys to pick your margin mode. So we're gonna click up here. Mine currently says isolated, but yours might say cross. This pop-up appears, there's 3 choices. All right, listen carefully because this is what decides what happens when things go wrong. So cross margin mode, every position you have under this asset shares one single margin balance in one trade. If one trade tanks, the system will pull it from other position margins to prevent liquidation. Sounds nice, but if everything crashes at once, you can lose your entire futures wallet and not just one position. That's stressful. Then for isolated, which I like, you assign a fixed amount of margin to each position. If the trade goes against you, you only lose that allocated margin. The rest of your wallet's safe. This one's quite recommended for beginners, and I still like to consider myself a beginner. 2 months in, I still like to play it a little bit more safe. And then for split margin mode, it's similar to isolated, but you transfer a specific amount up front. So if the margin drops to here we go. Sorry, I didn't click on you. So if the margin reaches to less than or equal to 100%, the position will be liquidated and the trader may lose all the margin in their account. But yeah, I always recommend for the first few months, go with isolated. just don't let one bad trade wipe out everything that you have at, and that makes you feel a bit more comfortable and safe with what you're doing. All right, and then now next to margin mode, we're going to be choosing our leverage. Mine currently says 30 times. But yeah, so at the big top of this, you can use the plus and minus buttons to fine tune it or drag the slider. SuperEx lets you go anywhere from 1 times all the way up to 150 times. Just make sure you guys read the warning carefully. So remember, selecting high leverage will increase a risk of forced liquidation. At 150 times, a 0.66% move against you wipes you out. At 10 times, it takes about a 9% move. 3 times, you can survive a 30% crash. So the higher leverage isn't bigger profits. It's smaller margin for the same position size, which means lighter liquidation distance. And then you just click confirm. A recommendation for beginners, I would go anywhere between 3 and 5 times if you want to learn the platform and not risk it all. You can increase it later on once you've done a few more trades, but to begin with, start small. For this demo, I'm going to go with 30. Okay, we're going to go with limit order mode. Same as my spot tutorial, this one lets you pick the exact buy price instead of taking the market. So that I like a lot better. Okay, in the price field, I am going to put, remember Bitcoin is around 64,900, so I'm going to put you down to 64,000. All right, Big Chunky decided to get off the table, which was appreciative because he was sitting on my makeup. All right, yeah, I'm going to set it at 64,000, which is just a small dip from the current. So if Bitcoin drops there, my order fills. If it doesn't, nothing happens. I can cancel at any time. All right, this little toggle below is quite important. Cont versus USDT. Cont means how many contracts, so each Bitcoin contract on SuperEx is equal to a specific Bitcoin quantity. So USDT means how much USDT you want to commit. Beginners should generally go with USDT because it's like the dollar amount that we actually understand. So we know what the figures we're dealing with. The amount on spot, I'm going to put 50 just because it's a nice even number, even though I don't have it in my account. But that's just how much I'm willing to commit for this trade. And then look below, the margin says 1.66 USDT. So that's only $3 and change locked up as collateral because at 30 times leverage, 50 USDT of exposure only requires mathematics, 50 divided by 30, which is 1.66. But thankfully, SuperEx does all my maths for me, so I don't have to stress about it. Okay, and then you click open long. No, you do not. Remember, guys, most important part, always do our TP and SL. If there's one thing you can take away from my video is always put your TP and SL, okay? Never go into a futures trade, especially futures, without it. And then even for spot, I would say don't go into it either. Okay. I'm going to set the same parameters that I did for on our spot. So I'm going to set it with my TP at 70,000 and my SL, I'm going to put you to 60,000. So you guys know what that means. So I'm buying Bitcoin at 64,000. I'm saying if Bitcoin jumps up to 70,000, sells automatically, I lock in my gains. We love. And same for the opposite. If Bitcoin crashes to 60,000, sells immediately and I cap my loss. So this is the line between losing some margin and getting completely liquidated. Only after both are set, you choose open long or open short. So open long kind of says that you're betting Bitcoin goes up, whereas open short means you bet it goes down. Okay, so just whichever one that you feel like is going to happen, make sure you double check all your figures and then you choose it. Boom. And then you'll be able to look down below in the positions and open orders tab. So after you've clicked one of those buttons, I would have clicked open long probably, you can go at the bottom of the screen, your open orders tab. If it's a limit order that hasn't filled yet, it sits here. You can cancel at any time. We love that. So if you have a change of heart, easy. Positions tab. Once the order fills, Bitcoin touches my 64,000 bid, the trade moves from open orders to positions. You'll see your entry price, your current PNL and USDT, liquidation price, and a close button. To close early, you just hit the close button. You can do a flash close, which is the market price, which is instant, or a limit close, your chosen exit price. Once closed, your margin is returned to your futures wallet, plus or minus your PNL minus fees. And then if your TP or SL triggers automatically, the position closes itself and you'll see it in order history. But yeah, honestly, guys, spot and futures, the more you do it, it really does get easier. You will feel a lot more comfortable with it. It just takes time. So yeah, if you guys do have any questions, honestly, I love people putting questions in the comment section down below. We haven't been getting a lot of live viewers during our live streams. So if there's anything you guys want, any changes, please let me know, because I always love to give a little bit of feedback, get a little bit of feedback, and then we can like alter our live streams a bit. But yeah, so I've just popped the website for SuperEx in the comments down below if you do decide to register. If not, all good. I do 2 live streams a week on SuperEx. So if there's anything specifically you want to see, just feel free to comment during a live stream or on one of our pre-recorded videos. We do our best to go through all the comments and make sure that we are listening to what you guys want. But yeah, remember with my live streams, it's not all just about SuperEx. I do give you guys a bit of updates about my life. But yeah, if you guys do want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us, because I do enjoy my live streams, and I always would appreciate if I had a little bit of back and forth communication with you guys. I think it's a lot more entertaining for both of us. But yeah, so that's a bit of today's recap on our spot and future trading. Hopefully we'll have time to go into copy trading. I can show you a bit of a quick little overview. Copy trading is when you copy someone else's movements, and then you can make money just like they do, and then they will get around 10% of whatever you make because you're essentially copying them. But yeah, that one's definitely a little bit more like less thinking, but you do put your trust in someone else, and you still will have like an exit and entry, like an exit plan to make sure that you don't lose too much. But yeah, these people are also experienced traders, so they want to make sure that they get their maximum gains as well. All right, we're gonna wrap it up with today. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you guys can pop into my future live streams. Take care of yourself. Have